Have you ever felt like giving up on your dreams? Like the challenges were too great and the odds stacked against you. In today's story, we meet someone who knows exactly how you feel. He had a big dream, but the road to making it come true was paved with obstacles. Let's dive in and discover how he did it. Once upon a time, in the land of Egypt, there was a powerful ruler named Pharaoh. He had everything one could desire, wealth, power, and all the luxuries one could imagine. But there was one thing he didn't have, and that was wisdom. You see, Pharaoh was a selfish and oppressive king. He ruled over the people of Israel like a lion prowling over its prey. Instead of being a blessing to his people, Pharaoh had become their curse. Now, in those days, there was a young Hebrew slave named Moses. He was different from the other slaves because he wasn't born into slavery. You see, when Pharaoh's soldiers were ordered to throw all the baby boys into the Nile River, a Hebrew woman named Amram took Moses and hid him, raising him as her own. Now, Moses had grown up hearing stories about his people's struggles under Pharaoh's cruel rule. And as he grew older, so did his compassion for his people and his desire to help them. But he also knew the risks involved. Going against Pharaoh was like challenging the mightiest bull in the field. And Moses himself was just a tiny lamb in comparison. So he decided to run away from Egypt and try to build a new life for himself somewhere else. He fled to the land of Midian, where he met a beautiful woman named Sephora. They got married, and soon Moses was tending sheep in the desert and living a peaceful life. But it wasn't easy. And there were times when he wondered if he'd made the right choice. Sometimes, in the quiet moments, he would hear the cries of his people under Pharaoh's oppressive rule, and his heart would ache. One day, as Moses was leading his flock near Mount Sinai, his eyes caught a strange sight. In the distance, he saw something like a fire burning brightly. It was not an ordinary fire that flickered and died down. No! This fire burned steadily, brightly, and fiercely. As Moses drew closer, he heard a voice calling out, "Hey! Moses! Moses!" Startled, he stopped. The voice called out again, "Come here! Moses!" Moses hesitated, then slowly walked towards the fire. The voice spoke again, and this time Moses could make out the words clearly. "Take off your sandals, Moses, because you are standing on holy ground." Moses looked around. He was indeed on a mountain, and the fire was burning brightly before him. And then he noticed that the fire wasn't consuming the bush. It burned, yet the leaves remained green and unharmed. It was a sight he had never seen before, and he couldn't understand it. Then the voice spoke again. "I am the Lord, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob." Moses trembled. This was not an ordinary fire. It was a divine presence. In that moment, his life changed forever. God gave him a mission to return to Egypt and confront Pharaoh and free the children of Israel from slavery. You see, even when things seem impossible and the odds are stacked against you, don't give up on your dreams. Stay tuned till the end because we'll uncover what happens next and how Moses overcomes the challenges that come his way. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates. As Moses listened to God's instructions, fear gripped him. He knew that confronting Pharaoh would be dangerous. Memories of his past and the palace filled his mind, along with the haunting specter of Pharaoh's anger. But God's words echoed in his ears, "I will be with you." Suddenly, a new confidence filled him. He was not alone in this. God was with him, and that gave him the strength to carry on. Moses was given two miraculous signs to prove his mission. First, God told him to throw his staff on the ground. It landed with a thud, and to Moses' astonishment, it turned into a living snake. Then God instructed him to pick it up by its tail, which it did instantly. The snake transformed back into a staff. The second sign was even more perplexing. God asked Moses to put his hand inside his robe and pull it out. His hand shone brilliantly, glowing like a beacon in the darkness. But when he put it back, it returned to normal. These were not mere tricks. They were miracles. Proof of God's power. Weapons against Pharaoh's stubbornness. Still doubtful, Moses questioned God. What if they don't believe? A reassuring answer came. They will see and know I am the Lord. That night on Mount Sinai, Moses' ordinary life ended. He was no longer just a humble shepherd. He was chosen by God to lead his people to freedom. The next morning, he started his journey back to Egypt, ready to face Pharaoh and lead his people to freedom. Little did he know that the greatest confrontation in history was about to begin. And that, dear friends, brings us to the end of this episode. What did you think? How do you feel about Moses' journey so far? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We've come to the end of our adventure for today. But don't worry, we'll meet again tomorrow. Until then, take care and remember, no matter how tough things get, never give up on your dreams. Keep believing in yourself and always choose kindness.